All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in his truth. I'm Pathaka Moth, GMS Dallas, and I'm just coming back at you with a quick hit lesson, just putting my 2 cents in on the whole vocab Malone. He's at it again. He recently did an interview or a debate, I guess, more what you would call it, with one of the brothers from one of the camps, AOI or HOI, one of them. I can't remember exactly which camp the brother was from. Which the brother made him look stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? As always, vocab Malone, he's made it a thing to come up against the Israelites, just in an attempt to bring forth Esau's agenda to demonize the Israelites, man. Because he's an Edomite, man, which is their agenda, man. They're just trying to link us to terrorism, and vocab Malone is doing the same thing, man. Mentioning guns when guns hadn't even been mentioned, and this dude is just he's bugging out. He's just a bug out. He's an Edomite. He can't. It wasn't given to him. You know what I'm saying? Daniel, the 12th chapter and verse 10, none of the wicked shall understand. He's the wicked, man. So he has no understanding of the scriptures, man. So he's just clawing around, scratching, wiggling around and squirming, trying to, wiggle his way out of the coming judgment that he's going to receive, man. And it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And this dude wants to try to include all nations in the coming covenant, man. Which the covenants were given to the Israelites, man. Point blank, period, bottom line, end of story, bang the gavel, court adjourned. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's given to the Israelites, and the scriptures back that up. There's 2 covenants, the old covenant and the new covenant, man. You know what I'm saying? The first covenant was by way of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? The covenant which contained promises, that was going to be given to his seed, man. He was going to become the father of many nations, and you can get the account in Genesis, the 17th chapter, man. And it goes into it when his name got changed from Abram to Abraham. He was going to be the father of many nations, man. But the covenant that the Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai made with him pertained of him and his seed, man. Which his seed was Isaac. And then Isaac, the chosen seed from Isaac would be Jacob, man. And of course, Jacob's name became Israel after he wrestled with the angel and won. He became Israel, which then Israel had 12 sons, man, which became the Israelites, the son of Israel, man. Which, of course, their seed, so forth and so on into today, man, which we now know is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians, man, of Negroid descent. So that's what it is, man. And those covenants, the covenants plural pertain to them, man, because nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, the Most High tells you in Malachi, the 3rd chapter, that he doesn't change, man. This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So the sons of Jacob, the Israelites, are not going to be consumed, beginning starting with the elect in this coming consumption that's been decreed pursuant to Isaiah, the 10th chapter, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be consumed in that, man. You know what I'm saying? But it says, for I am Yahweh, I change not. So the Most High hasn't changed. That the covenant that was made between the Most High Yahweh and Abraham and his seed, it still pertains. It's still very relevant today, man, and pertains still to the Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? And scriptures back that up, man. Scriptures back that up. So I want to go here. This is Psalms chapter 50 and verse 5, and it reads, gather my saints together unto me, those who have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. Now, who did that? The Israelites, man. That's known. You know what I'm saying? Vocab knows that. So, but this devil wants to act like he don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Wants to try to switch and flip and flop around, man. You know what I'm saying? So, let's just prove it. Let's go to Psalms to prove who the saints are. Let's go to Psalms 148 and verse 14. Psalms 148 and 14, and it reads, "He also exalted the horn of his people, his people, which who are the Most High's people? The Israelites." Isaiah 44 and 1, man. As a matter of fact, it's going to go into it. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. So we know this is talking about the saints, even of the children of Israel. There it is right there. The children of Israel are the saints, man. A people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And those people are near to him, pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter in verse 6. He chose Israel. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I'll get that real quick just to back that up. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. "For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." There it is. "Above all people that are upon the face of the earth." Above all people that are on the face of the earth, man. So there it is, man. You know, so we know that the saints are Israelites, man. So when you go back to Psalms, the 50th chapter, "Gather my saints together that unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifices," talking about the Israelites. That's plain and clear, man. You know what I'm saying? So and nothing has changed. We read Malachi 3 and 6, man. You know, nothing has changed. Let's now go into the New Testament and get it in the New Testament. This is Romans chapter 9, and I'll start at the top at verse 1. And Apostle Paul is going to break it down. And it reads, I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh," man. Who are your kinfolk, man? Your kinsmen. That's your cousins and aunties and uncles and you know, your mom, your dad, your grandfather, grandmother, brothers, sisters. Those are kinsmen, man, according to the flesh. Then you have, you know, that person in the world that you meet and y'all become really good friends, and then y'all become, well, this is my play cousin, or this is my play brother or sister. I've had them too. You know what I'm saying? Those don't count. That's what these devils are trying to make it a spiritual Israelites, man. No, those don't count, man. It has to be according to the flesh, man. You have to be born into this thing, you know. And when you go into that, as a matter of fact, let me see if it'll let me. When you go into that word flesh, let me see if it'll let me. Satan, man, he be acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like it's going to act up. Oh, okay, let me in. Let's go on this word flesh, man. According to the flesh. Let's go on this word real quick. It's taking its sweet time, though. Okay. It's G4561, Sarks. And it says, the flesh, the soft substance of the living body, which covers the bones and is permeated with blood of both man and beast. The body of a man, used of natural or physical origin, generation, or relationship, born of natural generation, you know, the sensuous nature of man, the animal nature, without any suggestion or depravity. But you get the point. It's the flesh, the soft substance of living body, which covers the bones, man. So you have to be born. It's talking about flesh, you know. You have to be born an Israelite, man. That's literally what according to the flesh means. You know, that's how that's why he said, my brethren, my kinsmen. You know, they're literally kin to each other. Flesh, same progenitors and kin people. You know, verse 4. Here's the point. Who are Israelites? That's plain and clear, man. That cuts everything. Who are Israelites? To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants. Plural. There is an S on that, meaning the old and the new belong to the Israelites. Pertaining to or pertaineth means belongs to, man. It's going to them. And the giving of the law and the services of the Most High and the promises. So everything was given to the Israelites. So I want to go real quick because it said the giving of the law. Let's get that real quick. This is Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19, and it reads, "He showeth his word unto Jacob, that he is the Most High Yahweh, and this is his word. Yahweh showeth his word unto Jacob. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes, or the father of the 12 tribes. He got his name changed to Israel when he wrestled and defeated the angel, beat the angel. His statutes, the Yahweh statutes, which are the laws, the ordinances, those conditions, what you should, can, and can't do, and his judgments, what will happen to you if you don't do the things that the Lord says, unto Israel." So Israel, it don't say whosoever or anybody or all nations. It says unto Israel, man. He hath not dealt so with any nation. Boom, that cuts the nations out right there, man. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So the only ones who's known the judgments of the Lord are the Israelites, man, because the laws were given to them. And that lines up perfectly with Amos, the 3rd chapter. This is Amos 3:1. "Hear this word that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, all 12 tribes." It says the children of Israel. "Hear this word that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hath spoken against you, O children of Israel." Against the whole family. That's all 12 tribes. It don't say nobody else right there. "Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth." So that just left out all 17 other nations. He says he knows the Israelites. "Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." That's what we just read in the giving of the law, man, in Psalms 147. His statutes and judgments to Israel. You know what I'm saying? That lines up perfectly, man. So the laws belong to Israel as well. So if the laws belong to Israel, the covenants belong to Israel. We just read it in Romans, man, the 9th chapter. And these devils love to try to say that something is new in the New Testament because of their Jesus. Well, I'm gonna go here to prove that to be a lie, man. This is John chapter 6 and verse 38. This is John 6 and 38. The red letters, so the Messiah is speaking. So the true Messiah of the Bible, whose biblical name is Yahushai, this is what he said. John 6 and 38. "For I came down from heaven not to do mine own will." That's clear. He ain't come to do his own thing, but the will of him that sent me. So he came to do the will of the Father, man. The Father already done told you what it is. You know what I'm saying? And he said he don't change. Malachi 3 and 6. As a matter of fact, let's prove that Yahushai don't change either, man. Hebrews 13 and verse 8. "Yahushai HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever." So he doesn't change either. And he came to do not his own will, but the will of the Father that sent him, man. So you people are out your mind when you try to say that something is different, man. The New Testament is not different from the Old Testament. It's just the New Testament reiterates the Old Testament, man. It is the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? So those covenants, plural, belong to the Israelites. When you go into Hebrews, the 8th chapter, it's clear. As a matter of fact, before I do that, let me go to Ezekiel. I want to go bring it out in Ezekiel first. Let me get it in Ezekiel, and then I'll come back. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 27, and it reads, "And I will put my spirit within you," and that's the laws, man, "and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them." And that word cause, let's go into that word cause real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on that word cause real quick. That word cause in the Hebrew is 62:13. Let me see what that is. Ashacha, and it's to do, fashion, accomplish, make. There it is, make. To make, man. So let's read that in context. And I will put my spirit within you, my laws within you, and make you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. That's it. And he's not talking to everybody, man. You know, he's not talking to everybody. When you read up in verse 1, also thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So when you read down, it's not changing. He was talking to Israel, man. You know, and when you read up verse 26, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. There it is, man. That uncircumcision is going to become circumcision, man. You know what I'm saying? That hard head is going to become a soft. You know, he's going to take that all of that away, man. You know what I'm saying? That everything being on stone is going to be placed in us, man. You know, and it says, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you or make you to walk in my statutes, which is the laws, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them, man. So that's clear, man. You know what I'm saying? So when we go into Hebrews, I just wanted to set that up right there. When we go into Hebrews, the 8th chapter, and beginning at verse 6, it says, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. And that mediator is Yahushai, man. And through Yahushai, everything has been made better, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now through Yahushai, we're going to get the law, statutes, and commandments placed in our inward parts. You know, so we can't go off, man. We won't be able to go off. That's better, man. And if anybody who don't feel like that's a better deal is out of your mind, man. Verse 7, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second, for finding fault with them. So technically it wasn't the first covenant. It was the wicked, them wicked niggas, man, you know, that wanted to be wicked, you know, and not do what they were supposed to do. So finding fault with them, he hath said, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Boom. He don't mention any other nations there. You know, the laws weren't given to any other nation. We just read that in Psalms. This thing is not for the other nations, man. That's clear. And I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, the Negroes, Salakia, the Latinos, Native American and Seminole Indians, and with the house of Judah, which consists of which is the southern kingdom, which are the Negroid tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You know, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, which is the whole entire nation, all 12 tribes. After those days, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. That's what we just read in Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. I will put my spirit within you and make you walk in my statutes, man. That's why, because he's going to put his laws in us, and we're going to automatically keep them, man. That's clear, man. But it's only for Israel, you know, the house of Israel and the house of Judah. It's right there, man. And they shall, verse 11, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. So all Israelites, from the elect on down to the 2/3, man, you know, is going to know the Lord. So we're not going to have to teach. So that the teaching That's in Isaiah the second chapter, and of the nations in Isaiah the second chapter, and Micah the fourth chapter. It's talking about these other nations, which prove that they're not a part of this covenant, man. You know what I'm saying? But it says, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother. So let's really quick, let me prove who that's talking about, because we already know who the laws were given to. So let's go to Leviticus real quick, which is in the law, which was given to Israel. And we're going to jump down to verse 17. And it reads, Leviticus 19:17, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer him upon sin. Not suffer sin upon him. Salakia. This is in the laws which were given to Israel. So this is talking to Israelites. And that made thy brother and thy neighbor synonymous. Thou shalt not hate thy brother, which is Israel, because the laws were given to Israel, and this is the law. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So brother and neighbor are made synonymous, proving Israel, which is going to go into it. Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. So that's who thy brother and thy neighbor is. The children of thy people, which in this case is talking to the Israelites, because the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High was given to Israel. He had not dealt so with any other nation. So thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, Israel, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's it. So the covenants. So when it says, going back one more time in Hebrews, the 8th chapter, in verse 9, verse 10, verse 11, Salakia. Verse 11, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, is talking about Israelites, man. But that's why he said, because they're going to have the laws placed in their inward parts. So they're not going to go off. We're not going to have to teach our people anything, man. They're going to automatically have it. They're going to know it, because that's part of the new covenant. That's part of the promises. That's the better promises, man, that we just read in verse 6, man, that through the mediator, which is Yahushai, a better covenant, which with better promises, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going into. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. So boom, that's it. The covenants are not inclusive of these other nations, man. Which I want to make one last point real quick, because that devil said, and you know, he spoke on the wiping away of the tears, man. Like that's all nations. Makes no sense, man. All nations ain't going through the tears, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Revelations 21:4. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things are passed away, which is this kingdom, man. Esau ruling, man. You know what I'm saying? This wicked ass rulership under these devils, man. That's going to be the former things passed away. And there's going to be new rulership on the planet Earth, new management. When you read up the verse 1, and I saw a new heaven and new earth, that means refreshed heaven, refreshed earth. That refreshed heaven is the refreshed or new rulership, and a new heaven, because everything is going to be cleansed through fire and then made beautiful again. The earth is going to become Eden again, the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, the chemtrails are going to be burnt out the air. The land is going to be burnt so it can regenerate, you know, and get all the GMOs and poisons out the earth. You know, the air is going to be clean. The water is going to be cleansed. So it's going to be a new earth, man, and new heaven under that new rulership of the Israelites, beginning starting with the elect, man, under Yahushai and under King David, under him. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So that's this right here, man. You know, this current rulership. And then when you read verse 2, and I, John, saw the holy city, that holy city is synonymous with the holy people in Deuteronomy 7 and 6 that I just brought out, man. It's the same thing. That's separated, set apart, cleansed nation, man, is what this is talking about. That's the same. It's the same thing. The people, the Israelites, man. And I saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. There it is, because it's a people before it's a place, man. Second Maccabees 5 and 19, I believe, is what that is. Goes into that house of people before it's a place, man. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem coming down. It's not buildings and sidewalks and highways and cars and shit, man. It's talking about the people, man. The elect is going to be beamed up into the chariots, taken outside of the firmament or the ozone layer as this place is being destroyed, which is going to take 60 literal minutes, an hour. And then the elect are going to be beamed back down to the earth. That's what John was seeing in his vision, man. Coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So when you read, well, verse 3, let's go ahead and read this. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, because we are the tabernacle, man. So the 144,000 is that tabernacle, that spiritual tabernacle, which that spiritual building, man, which is the house of David, which is a spiritual temple, man, you know. Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, the 144, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. But the whole verse 4 is where he tripped out, talking about it's all nations involved in that. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So I want to go here real quick, because this is synonymous to that here in Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3, and it reads, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. When we just read that, that's one of the things he's going to wipe away, the tears and the sorrow and the pain, you know. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. That's that pain and crying and sorrow and tears and everything in Revelation, the 21st chapter, man. Israel is going to get that relief because they're the ones going through that, man. That ain't talking about all nations. When you read up to the very first verse, Isaiah 14 and 1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So it's talking about the Israelites, man, you know, and that same thing of that sorrow, which let me go in this word sorrow real quick. Go in this word real quick. It pulls it up. Okay. Let's go in it. Sorrow. And it says pain, sorrow. But when you go down to the Strong's definition, it says as fashioned, also pain, bodily or mental. So the bodily pain and the mental pain, everything that these devils have physically put Jake through and mentally put Jake through, man. You know, that pain, that's the sorrow, man. The sufferings of this captivity and under these devils, man. You know, it says again in verse 3, he's going to give the Israelites rest from those things, from the sorrow and the fear, you know. So when we go back to Revelations 21 and 4, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, because we're going to be given rest from it, man. That's the same thing, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. Exactly, because that's what sorrow means. It means literal and mental pain. You know what I'm saying? Jake is going through that. For the former things are passed away. This current system, man. You know, this beast system is going to be passed away and burned up, man. You know, cast into the lake of fire, man. You know what I'm saying? So the covenant is for the Israelites. Vocab. Put the Bible down, man. You don't know it. And of course, we know you're not really trying to deal with the scriptures, man. You know, you're just a demon out here on an agenda, man. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to squirm and squiggle around and work your way, trying to work your way out of the coming judgment. And it's not happening, man. You know, it's already written in Isaiah 55 and 11. The Most High said his word doesn't come back to him void, but it's going to accomplish that word till he sends it. So these things are going to all come to pass, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So it's done. You know, so, hey, with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. You know, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Waharakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shal Dawadat. Shalom.